Hey everybody, it's Corporal Speculation, bringing you my latest video, and today I wanted to talk about the billion-dollar investment into drone technology and the pursuit of obtaining 1 million drones that was just announced by the Pentagon today. And just for full disclosure, so you know where I'm at, I do not think that's a great idea. I think that the human race is sleepwalking into another nuclear bomb, and maybe we could just hit the brakes a little bit, have a conversation about it, maybe some non-proliferation treaties around this type of technology. I'm a combat veteran. I've been to Afghanistan, and I just can't imagine walking down the road, some unpaved road in the middle of Marja, and 15 drones come over the horizon, and I know that every single one of them, if it lands next to me, will explode. What do you do with that? What are we even talking about? You know, like, you just, no option but to get killed by them, you know? And it's scary stuff. It's really scary stuff. And we're talking about putting AI into these things. You know, it's scary stuff. And I want to talk just a little bit about what is war. You know, we talk about war like it's been around forever, but we don't talk about industrial farming like it's been around forever, because it hasn't. And the way that we do war today, industrial war, has not been around forever. You can make arguments for where you think it really kicked off. I would say Napoleon and the Million-Man Army, National Army for France, and the Battle of Waterloo, all that time frame, and People's Army is really what changed war into a completely different thing. But certainly it's not what it was in the Middle Ages anymore. We're talking about a completely different scope. I don't even think the same word should apply. And I think that this technology is another example of that public army. And there's been a lot. There's been a lot over the last 100, 200, 300 years. And we got to slow down at some point. I mean, to put AI into drones and then to send that to the battlefield, we are opening a Pandora's box. Our enemies are going to get their hands on that type of technology. It's just going to be out in the world. It's going to exist. And having artificial intelligence that is able to operate a drone in real life and take people down, I mean, that is just real dystopian stuff. I mean, we're walking into a completely new paradigm. And I get why they're doing it. They're doing it because if you've been following the war in Ukraine, there's been a lot of use of the drones. I think that it's kind of similar to artillery in the world wars and tanks and things of that nature. It's a new technology that they're figuring out more and more uses for. And they're finding that they're pretty inexpensive to make, and they're very, very effective on the battlefield. I heard an account from a Ukrainian soldier where he was talking about how in Kursk, I believe, the sky was completely blacked out with drones. All of them would explode if they landed next to this guy. Just imagine being that 19-year-old kid, and that's the reality that you're looking at. And think it just a little bit forward. I mean, once this technology exists and you've got drones that are autonomous and have the capacity to take human life, and that's in the world with us, I mean, where does that stop? A state could do anything that it wanted with that. And I just think it's terrifying. I think it's really scary. What happens when rogue actors, civilians, start using that technology and adjusting the AI? And, you know, you have a device that's capable of flying in, you know, all three dimensions at 25 miles an hour and has the capacity to take a human life. How do you stop that? You know, like an assassin drone or something like that. I can't believe I'm even talking about this as a thing that's a possibility. But I mean, we are not far away. And I think we as a species need to come together and figure out a way to be like, actually, this one right here, why don't we put a pin in it before that gets out of control? Because we are innovating so quickly, and it's frustrating because I think, I mean, we're so close to a utopia. I mean, people don't even see it. You know, you look around and things aren't great and you think that the world's terrible. But the reality is for where I'm sitting, I could drive 10 minutes and get probably 1 million products that's within a 10-minute radius of where I'm at right now. I've seen new technologies coming out all the time, green technologies, nuclear fusion. I saw one just the other day for cancer screenings that detected 80% of cancers before stage 1. I mean, we're really moving. We're cooking as a species. We're moving in a lot of wonderful directions. Let's put a pin in these outrageous death machines. I mean, this is terrifying stuff. And I understand that Russia and Ukraine and some of our adversaries have already gotten the technology, and so that's where the mindset comes, is that, oh, we got to catch up. And I see that, and I know that Predator drones already exist up in the sky, and they were actually already there when I was in Afghanistan. We used to have ISR support and sound like a lawnmower up in the sky, and you'd be like, oh, I guess that's there. But I think this is a little bit of a different thing. Having ground level drones interacting with, I mean, realistically, 14 to 18-year-old combatants in third world countries. Is this really where we want to go? We don't want to make war this easy. We don't want to make mass slaughter this easy. I mean, I'm saying a lot of words that the algorithm's not going to like, so I don't think this one's going to do super well. But, I mean, these are my honest thoughts, so I just wanted to get them out into the world. And as a combat veteran, I got to say, we should really reconsider this. We should go to the UN. We should talk about non-proliferation treaties. I think if you asked anybody in the world, any singular country in the world, do we want this technology to exist? Do we want people to be able to reach out and touch each other like this from hundreds of miles away? Are you sure that's what you think is a good idea? I think everybody would want to pull the plug. I think everybody would. The issue is nobody wants to get left behind. So let's talk about it. Let's talk to our leaders. Let's push into a different paradigm. Let's get off this track. I've seen how it works out in video games. It doesn't seem great. And it's very scary. You know, I think that it's a really bad idea, and we can very quickly find ourselves in another nuclear type situation where, you know, massive drone attacks can do a ton of damage, especially against the civilian population. And again, that's possible. And even if we get rules on the book saying that that's not allowed, I mean, whatever we need to do, but this is not a technology that we should just be running with as a species without everybody getting together at a table and just having a conversation. As a combat veteran, as a guy who's participated in war, this is really scary stuff, And I hope that cooler heads can prevail. I don't think so. I think that we are full steam ahead here on this issue, and we're sleepwalking into a real dystopian future if the U.S. government has 1 million drones in 2 years, and then 6 million drones in 6 years, and 40 million combat drones in 10, 15 years. And what do we do with that? That's insane. I don't think that's a thing that anybody wants. It's not a good use of taxpaying dollars. We've got problems here we could spend that money on. I think that even those elites, those leaders that are doing it, should really have a good think about whether they want to live in a world where this technology exists. Do any of us want that? Hello, have we seen Terminator? It's a little joke at the end, but maybe not. I don't know, man. It's freaky stuff. But that's all I got. I'd love you guys' takes on this. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the genie's out of the bottle? Do you think we could have some non-proliferation talks? Am I right? Am I wrong? Leave a comment, leave a like. We had a real spirited debate in the last one, so I'd love to see that again. Like I said, I don't think the algorithm's going to love this one, so probably won't get pushed out. So, I mean, realistically, hi, Mom. They're probably the only one watching. But, anybody else who does tune in, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.